If I voice out my opinion, they may feel bad. Will my suggestion have any negative impact? How would they feel if I make this statement? More often than not, we are driven by these thoughts throughout the day. We are often concerned about how we appear in a social circle. We make adjustments, we make compromises. Sometimes the message itself may get cluttered in all these beliefs. Now, here's the thing, where is this coming from? Is it something that I have created? Is it something that I have borrowed? Or is it a combination of two? Sometimes, or many of the times, we may do or act in a certain way which we will not be able to justify, not be able to rationalize as to why is it that we are doing. I'm sure there might be at least one or two thoughts, behaviors, acts, or emotions that can mirror this. Where are these coming from? How have I made them possible? There is an underlying concept that is at work here called unconscious loyalty. We are all very much aware of the term loyalty and how it operates in our life. Now, what is this unconscious loyalty? These are loyalty which cannot be tied to something practical, rational, to something that we experience, to something that we are carrying forward, to something that we have borrowed. Basically, all those beliefs that are not coming from our parents and our environment, those beliefs that are not a direct result of our experiences. There are a few beliefs that are operating underneath them. Now, these beliefs may be because we want to honor someone, maybe because we feel that we need to carry forward their burden. It may also be because we just idealize them and this is how we know how to keep them alive. For example, let's say I am a passive communicator. I am not a very assertive communicator, I am very passive. When I am being passive, the agenda or the goal here would be to take care of the other person's emotions. That's how passive communication works. Now, this is how I have been communicating throughout my life without questioning where is it coming from. At some point of time, when I question, why am I communicating passively when I know with a lot of information exposure that assertive communication is what works? Think about it. Where is my need of being passive in a conversation coming from? This is where we can identify the unconscious loyalty. I have witnessed or I have been exposed to probably my mom or my father or my uncle or my aunt being passive in communication. Now I can go back directly and I say, you know what, you have been a passive communicator, hence I am. But that is not so. When I have witnessed them being a passive communicator in a conversation, I feel because I share a special bond with this person. Let's say, for example, my mom. I share a special bond with my mom. In order to prove my connection, I am being passive every day, most of the conversations. That is how I ensure that the connection between me and my mom stays. Now you may ask, aren't you communicating daily? Aren't you talking daily? Yes, I do. I talk to her over phone. I talk to her going and meeting her. the connection that I have, one of the ways to keep that connection alive with her is by me practicing being passive in a conversation. This sort of belief, very common in single parenting, very common when you have lost a close loved one, very common in cases of trauma, abuse, also common in any life-changing event. Just think about it. Something that is not explainable, where is it coming from? Whom am I honoring? If we sit, explore, and reflect on this, we will figure out a source, a connection, whom we are honoring. This requires a clutter-free mind. This requires to sit with yourself in silence, to move through all that clutter to reach this source. It is not something that will happen in a day or two. It may not even happen in a week. We need to be patient enough with ourselves. We need to value ourselves enough to sit with us for, let's say, even a week, maybe a month. Does not matter. Time should be irrelevant when we are trying to figure out the source of this loyalty. Is this making sense? Is this something that we can engage in, something that we can practice? Or is it something that is good as a concept, something that I can understand but I do not want to work on? Either way is okay. As I say, until and unless you are ready, things will not change. Our permission is very much vital for the change to happen. If you're in the either way of the thought process, whether you want to work on it, whether you don't want to work on it, it's perfectly fine. If you want to absorb this as an information, that's fine too. Just let the information stay with you. It will show up as a need when the time is right. When your inner sense of self pushes you back and says, hey, no, now is the time to work. So whatever you're feeling, listening to this information, just stay with it. Stay with it enough for it to reveal its message. Believe in yourself that this information will change your vibrations, will create a moment. If this moment is urgent enough, you will act on it. If this moment can be delayed, it will take your time. That's okay too. The source of unconscious loyalty is not a simple work. It takes time, it takes effort, and a lot more from us. Stay with yourself, reflect on this, reach out to me if you need any guidance, any assistance on how to go forward with this. Reach out to me even if you haven't understood a single sentence out of this, but would like to know more. I'm here. We can continue this discussion, can't we? Well, here's hoping that you are patient enough to sit with yourself. I'll come out with another video sometime soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Stay content. Stay peaceful. Bye.